Good morning, all. This is Jack from Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Wednesday, the 31st of December. My disclaimer: I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some what I'm doing, learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. And I'm not here to issue trading signals. Right. Okay. Stats for today are 72% bearish, more or less, 71.5. That is pretty damn bearish. It's we are likely to see a down day today. Not necessarily, obviously, of those that works well in the other direction as well. We've got 27.5% bullish closes in the last 50 years or so, but nonetheless, that is a fairly strong stat to the negative. We will see how that goes today. But in the meantime, we don't have an awful lot suggesting anything the other way. This could be a bull flag forming on ES. We had a buy signal fixed on NQ yesterday, and that failed overnight. I am thinking that we've got a head and shoulders which is also broken down here. It's quite a nice one. It's got a target in the 25,340 area, and I think potentially we could do that. And if we did do that, that wouldn't actually fail the inverted head and shoulders here, because I've got this line here shows where that would fail, and when that's not close to it. All right, looking at RTY. RTY, we've got no current positive divergence. We did see the head and shoulders fail there, and we've gone back and we've retested the low. Could this be a double bottom here? No, it's too large. And I was talking yesterday about the possibility that we could form a larger bull flag forming here, and that if we did that, then potentially we could be looking at a channel. And actually, there wasn't a bad looking channel on the IWM chart, although we don't have a decent one here. We could be looking at more downside to do that, but of course, ultimately, that would still be bullish. YM. We've got a possible 60-minute buy signal brewing, and that is trying to fix at the moment. Again, that kind of looks like a bull flag here. RTY is too large to be a bull flag. NQ, possibly a bull flag, but looks a lot more like a head and shoulders. We'll see how that goes. DAX and ESTX both went up and retested their prior highs here. So the head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders there, both broken up. We haven't made the extended target on this ESTX one, but to be honest, I'm skeptical about that anyway. So in my view, that doesn't need to be made. All right, let's have a look at the bigger picture charts. Okay, on ES, we did a little more downside. I am wondering about a potential test of the daily middle band. I've got that at 69.15, and basically another 30 points below. We could see that. Don't need to, but we could. SPX, we closed, and the low yesterday was at 68.93, and that would be another 40 points below or so to get to the daily middle band, which doesn't need to be done, but could be. Qs actually closed yesterday on the daily middle band pretty much. Very, very slightly above. I'm looking for support there, but obviously if that head and shoulders makes target, then we'll probably see a break below. Not a lot to say on here apart from this is actually kind of looking like a bullish triangle here, in which case the downside would likely be limited. We will see. All right, looking at Dia. Dia is still holding up pretty well. Could see a move to the daily middle band there too, of course. Nothing really much to suggest it. In terms of the double bottom that broke up, double bottoms don't fail in the same way that inverted head and shoulders fail, so this is still looking pretty good. In terms of Qs, IHS has broken up here and actually almost made target, and is absolutely nowhere near failing. Where we are seeing real weakness is on IWM, so bear with me. Let's go have a look at that. Okay, IWM. We've now seen two closes below the daily middle band, which is pretty weak. So I did think that this was overblown here. This was a rise on the Fed cutting interest rates, which I think was under the misunderstanding that actually what the Fed does here is going to have an impact on interest rates, which in practical terms it's not. All of the borrowing on IWM is going to be based on the 10-year, or depending on the length of the borrowing, it's going to be based on 5, 10, or 30-year yields, and those haven't actually significantly moved, and there's no particular reason to think that they're going to. Looking at the hourly chart, I drew in the possible flag that we could be forming here, and I was wondering about a move down into about the 244.5 area. Looking at the chart here, we have obviously we had this very sharply down sloping neckline on this IHS here, but that IHS failed yesterday. I'm leaning towards seeing a retest of this low this morning. We shall see. Yeah, we shall see. Although actually, looking at the futures, we are actually slightly up overnight now, having gone significantly lower. Okay, DAX. This, if we were to fail here, this would be a very nice looking right shoulder here. But this brings me to something else, which is, am I seeing much of a basis to see a weak first week of January here? And the answer is no. I'm not really seeing much. We've got a nice looking double top on SPX. We've got a pretty nice looking head and shoulders partly formed on DAX here. But apart from that, we haven't seen a lot. We haven't seen all-time high retests on Qs, on Dia, on IWM. Actually, no, sorry, we have seen it on IWM. We haven't seen it on the other two. And in the absence of those, I'm not really seeing an awful lot in the way of big reversal patterns. This could be a big double top, and this could be possibly a head and shoulders forming here. But there's not an awful lot to suggest that we're going to see a lot of movement down in the first week of January yet. We could see it, but there's just not a lot to suggest it. In terms of DAX, no current negative divergence. We are in a position where we could set up some nice negative divergence on the daily charts here, but we're not close to that at the moment. We will see. If we go back up and retest these highs on some of these, then we could potentially do that. Nikkei, we've got a move down to backtest the broken triangle, but this does look like a triangle which is breaking up, and I'm wondering about a retest of the obvious target for that would be a retest of the all-time high at 52.6k. All right, let's have a look at the others. On DX, the buy signal made target. We had a little IHS break up here, and that's got pretty close to the target, which is at 98.25, but it hasn't made it yet. We will see. Are we seeing signs that we might be seeing a bullish reversal here on the dollar? And the answer is yes, we have got some promising signs. This rising megaphone on the euro has broken down. And that is promising to see some more downside. And obviously, we've got a nice looking double top here. GBP, the rising wedge here has also broken down. Now we could retest the highs, we could do various things from here, but these are promising signs suggesting that we might see a reversal back up on the dollar here. USD JPY, obviously if we headed back up, then we've got unfinished business above at the retest of this high here, just under 158. USD CAD, we've got a nice falling wedge here, which is starting to break up. So that would be promising to see more upside on the dollar as well. We'll see how it goes. Possible topping action on Australian dollar and NZ. All right, looking at ZB. ZB, we're seeing a sharp reversal this morning. I am wondering about possible bottoming action here. Bigger picture, we've got some serious patterns which have broken down. Those aren't playing out at the moment, but I'm still thinking they may well. ZN, we have what looks like a bear flag forming here. Obviously, it could go up higher within that flag. Looking at CL, just trading sideways at the moment, leaning towards seeing a retest this high. That could be the second high of a double top. HO, we've got a large, we had a double bottom that broke up here. It failed, and we got a potential larger double bottom here on RBOB. Just trading sideways at the moment, but I'm wondering about a possible retest of this high and maybe a test of this trend line here. That wouldn't be the second high of a double top if we were to see it. NG, we've got an inverted head and shoulders, which is broken up here. That hasn't failed yet, but it's really thinking about it. So that needs to get down here below about the 3.73 area. To fail, and I'm thinking it might. Testing the weekly pivot as support at the moment. Looking at GC. GC, we've got a potential little level bottom here, and I'm wondering if that might deliver. No divergence. SI, not a double bottom, but at the moment we're holding this area in the 70 area at the moment after a couple of tests. Palladium, we had a buy signal and it failed. And we've got a decent looking falling wedge here, which may be breaking up. So I'm thinking we may be looking at a reversal higher here. We do have a double top, which is broken down with lower targets, which I'm frankly skeptical about. I'd be less skeptical if the buy signal hadn't failed. And the buy signal I fixed on platinum, that failed too. Do we have a possible inverted head and shoulders here? It's not as obvious if we do. Possibly. But nothing particularly convincing. But I'm wondering about a reversal back up here too. On HG, Week 60-minute buy signal reached the possible near miss target. This is at the moment looks like a bullish triangle forming. We will see how that goes. All right, looking at KC. KC, we had a very nice looking bear flag channel here, and that has broken down. So I'm watching to see whether that's got more mileage to the downside. Really, this is breaking down with a target at a retest of the December low. So waiting to see if that happens. SB, overall, this looks an awful lot like a bear flag forming, as does lumber, actually. Looking at CC, CC, we've got a double bottom which is broken up here with a target in the 64.30 area. May or may not make target, keeping an open mind. On cotton, nice looking double bottom here, hasn't broken up yet. We will see. ZW, the obvious thing to do here, we've got this channel here, it's broken up, and we're coming back in. We're pretty close to a retest of the low. The obvious thing to do would be to retest the low and set up the second low of a double bottom. On corn, we've got a weak 60-minute buy signal fixed, and we've got a full size one trying to fix at the moment, or very, very close. So I'm thinking I'm leaning towards this heading up towards target here at a retest of this high here at 457. All right, soy, leaning towards seeing a retest of the low and maybe making the second low of a double bottom. On ZL, we've got a double bottom which is broken up with a target in the 50.45 to 50.68 area. Might just be waiting for soy to catch up and retest the low there. On live cattle, possible double bottom here or bullish consolidation. 60-minute sell signal reached the possible near miss target. And lean hogs, we have a double bottom which is broken up with a target in the 88.65 to 90.2 area, and we will see how that goes. But I'm quite liking the upside here, and I'm not really seeing anything compelling to suggest that those targets won't be made. All right, great. In that case, we've got no questions. I think that is a wrap. Everyone take care, have a wonderful holiday, and I'll catch you again in the new year on Friday. All right, cheers.